Hey guys, welcome back to the Passion to Paycheck podcast. Today we have Kasey in the house. Hello, Kasey. How are you doing?
Hi, Kasey.
Good. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah, good.
So go ahead and let the audience know. I know quite a bit about you, but if you can let the audience know kind of what you do right now, just to get started, just so they kind of get a brief overview of.
So right now, I am currently a hairdresser of 20 years. I just hit my 20 years on July.
Ooh, big.
Nice.
So besides that, when I'm not behind the chair, I've got 2 kids, my husband, and so just being a hairdresser, being a mom, being a wife.
Perfect.
I got a lot of hats.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
And having so many hats, I'm sure juggling it can be a little tricky sometimes because you have the daughter who's dancing and then the son, the husband, making sure you make all the time for everyone, especially running a business, right?
Right.
So what's one thing that you found that kind of helped you balance all those little things?
Honestly, I think like that's probably my number one thing that I've always struggled with is balance, because I feel like I'm a workaholic, and owning your own business, you got to hustle.
I can relate to that.
You know?
The workaholic.
You got to hustle.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've done that since day one. When I first started, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Facebook, we
Right.
didn't have social media platforms to where, that would help push out your people and you can like brand yourself.
Yeah.
I did a lot of sitting, hours a day, just sitting, hoping one person would walk in and they would like me and then they would go tell their friends. And about that time, me and my husband got married. So he was working full time and then I was just building. I also I started assisting somebody that gave me some guaranteed income right off the bat out of beauty school. You don't really, when you get in beauty school, you learn how to like pass your test.
Yeah.
A lot of sanitation, but it's not the same whenever
real
you
world.
get behind the chair. Yeah, that's not the same. So I assisted for 3 years, and then as I felt more comfortable, I kind of just started working on my own a little bit, trying to take clients and stuff. And then as we went forward, it's when we started a family and trying to balance being a mom and being hair, and they're both babies to me. So that was a lot. I had a lot of pregnancy issues and stuff like that. So I would be sicker than a dog, but still trying to just pretend like I was alive behind the chair. And then, it's hard to find balance. Like I took a lot of hair classes. And that was like the one question I just wanted somebody to answer for me. How do you balance all this?
Right.
And one person told me, I was in New York one time at a class, and I was like, how do you balance your life? Like, how do you balance your family? How do you balance doing hair? How do you balance all this? And he's like, you don't. He said, I think that the second that you find balance, you become stagnant and you quit growing.
True.
And so
That's a good one.
Yeah. And
like
I was
that.
like, okay, well.
So this is normal. You're like,
I was like, oh no.
like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I could do this. But I don't know. So as time, like I started making a schedule. I was less hustling and I was just trying to make a schedule. And if I could just be at home and be a mom and a wife at home, and then when I'm at work, you just give them all my own, all of me. So I just kind of fell into it. It just kind of started working out. As I got a little older, the kids got older.
A little easier.
Well,
No, not necessarily.
I don't know about easier, but I did start falling back into like the hustle again. And then I was tired, and then my poor husband was left at home like all the time with the kids, and oh gosh, I felt bad. But all I could think of is like, I just need clients. I need money. I need money. I need money. I need clients.
Hustle.
Yeah, and
Make it work.
Yeah, and so with that, I think one day he was like, our joke is, oh, I'm getting off at this time. And he's like, okay, well, I'll see you an hour or two later, because you never know what people need, or you think they want one thing and they come in for another thing. But it got towards one time he said, I always get the leftover you. And I was like, oh gosh, that hit me
Dude.
so hard. I was like,
I
okay.
bet.
So I had to come up with some kind of balance, some kind of
Or structure of some
structure
sort.
of some sort. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to give him my leftover. You know, I want to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
I'm putting everything into my clients. And then I get home, I'm exhausted, you know?
Right.
So, and it is. It's mentally draining, physically draining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I drive home in silence. I'm like, oh.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that stuck with me like forever. So now I kind of do a schedule, and that way I don't miss out on my kids' stuff. I don't miss out on being a husband or being a wife, you know, and then I push at work, you know, I hustle.
Just switching
yeah.
hats as you go through the day, right?
Yeah.
Let me put mom hat, wife
Yeah.
hat, hairdresser hat.
Yeah, yeah, and it's hard. I mean, because sometimes then I don't even do what I want to do. Like I'm tired. I don't even know even what I like or what I want to do or
Right.
something like that. So, but it's grown, and then I'd get it really high and get going good, and then I'd have a kid, and then we'd have to start all over again, and then I have a kid. So anyway, we're good. Business is great.
Good.
With COVID, that knocked us back a bit. And then I went out on my own and opened up my own salon.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a
And-
big
That's
accomplishment.
Oh, yeah, it is. Big
Well,
move, big accomplishment.
I always wanted to have my own salon, but I was like, there's so much overhead, there's so much this. I know nothing about it, you know?
Yeah.
I just do hair. I just
The business aspect.
That's what
yeah,
they say.
like when we and again, like in beauty school, you don't learn business.
Oh, yeah, I
you
know.
don't learn any of
They
that
don't
stuff.
teach you how to get
Nothing.
clients. They just say,
Yeah.
this is how you cut hair. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how you make sure you clean. Don't
Go on
get
to the real
fined.
world.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Exactly. So, yeah, I did not know anything about that at all. I just knew, oh, that'd be fun to have a salon one day. And then I was like, well, I don't even know how much that costs. I don't even know what overhead. I don't know anything. But then randomly COVID hit, and I was just trying to find like a safer place that clients felt comfortable.
Right.
So I ended up moving from a salon over to Sola, and inside Sola they have individual
Oh, nice.
little places.
Yeah.
So I just started in a one little room, just me chilling in there by myself. I felt like I was in a little cubicle, but it worked. And then I slowly grew a little bit to a bigger one, and now I have 6 girls working for me right now.
Nice.
Amazing.
So, and I don't know how I did it, and I don't know. I just was like,
I was about to ask
I
you
need
how you
bigger. No, I do know how I did it. I mean, I've honestly, like, I watch a lot and I listen, and I think it's really important for people to listen.
Right.
Yeah.
People talk too much. I'm talking a lot right now.
But that's the whole point.
I know.
For everyone to
Your
hear your
experience.
story.
Yeah.
Right.
But people talk a lot, but they don't listen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would just quietly watch like salon owners that I worked in their salon, what was working for them, what people complained about, what they didn't like, what they liked. Still, I didn't know like the logistics behind the business. I don't,
Right.
you know, but I know like you shouldn't do this and you should do this. So whenever I did the Sola situation, I was like, okay, well, I'll just pretend it's just me and my chair, my little booth.
Right.
And that's basically, and I was like, ooh, I'll decorate it my own self and like do it that way. I'll pay rent just like I do behind the chair every week. But then I needed more space. Like my clients were too much. I had nowhere to put clients. So we got bigger. I just went to a bigger room. And then I work with an assistant. So at the time, my assistant, she would need a chair. I would need a chair. So that I put 2 chairs in there. At the time, I had a nail girl in there also. And so then I just thought, okay, well, then they can pay me some rent, you know?
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't that hard.
I'm figuring it out. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. And I didn't have overhead. I didn't have, the air, the water, the whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then they just had little rooms, and I'm super claustrophobic. I've got to see outside. I spend a lot of time inside. I have to see outside. So at that point, we were getting ready to go. I think that they were letting schools back in or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted a place close to my home, and they had a spot with like a whole thing of windows. And I said, oh, I'm going to go look at that. Well, that was like twice the size of what I was at. I can do that. So I did. And then I needed more space because I needed 2 shampoo bowls now. And they wouldn't put one in my room. Yeah.
Keep growing.
So then I was like, can I knock a hole in the wall? And they're like, no. I said, oh, okay. So then I just kept working. And then after a while, I was like, are you sure you can't knock a hole in the wall?
Right.
Like, just like right here. And then I'll take that room too. And they told me no like 3 or 4 times. Finally, I was like, are you really sure? Like, it would not be hard. You know, I'm basically going to rent that room, this room. It'll just let me walk in and stuff.
Get everything done right.
Mm-hmm. They're like, all right. So they knocked a hole in the wall. And then I was like, wow, this is really getting expensive.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, let me see if I can like reach out and see if there's any hairdressers that'll work for me. And they did. And I was shocked. And I was like, wow, okay, this is cool, you know? I was like, look at me. Now I got my salon. And I didn't even mean to.
It was a fun game.
Yeah. It was like, oh. I'm still learning. Every day I learn.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my husband started his own business and I learned his is on a way bigger level than mine, but I still like get little tips and stuff from him. And like I said, every day I'm learning. I have a lot of clients behind my chair or that sit in my chair that own their own business. So I'll ask questions.
That's good. Network. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And see like how things work for them and don't work for them. Yeah. I don't know.
But never forget to be a student.
Yeah.
Which, that's what you
honestly,
you keep repeating. Yeah. Where like you always like to keep learning because that once you stop being a student, that's when you're just plateauing. You're not gonna grow no more.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. The second you stop learning, you're done growing, and that's it's been embedded in my thing. I do a lot of classes. I take a lot of classes. I try to. Fashion changes all the time. Every month.
On top of it.
Man. And you want to be able to, offer your clients what they want when they walk in and not be like, I have no idea what that is. The other thing too is that I'm learning now because I am more of like a veteran hairstylist. Okay. Which is weird to think. I've done the whole circle. Like I've had kids, then they went to junior high, and then they did their graduations and their formals and their weddings and the kids, and now I'm doing their kids. Yeah. That's a weird feeling.
Like, what's going on here?
I'm officially old now. But with that, I've learned that it's getting saturated. There's like a lot of hairdressers now. Right. You know, and a lot of the younger, brand new ones coming out of school, they're doing, their own podcasts, their own follow me's, their own brands.
Yeah, because of all the social media and all that. That would, like you mentioned earlier, that we didn't have that. Right. So we're hustle and bustle, and it was like almost like knocking on doors. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And trying to get it out there. And now, it seems like they already come, like the younger crowd, they're already known because of the school. So they got a big following. They start posting their stuff. Well, they do pretty good.
They do good. Yeah. Yeah. I learn from them daily. Yeah. I always look at stuff and it's definitely kept, like taking me out of my little comfort zone and stuff. But I know for myself, that's not me. Right. So for me personally, I just stick to me. I do me.
Because you want to remain authentic.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we were talking earlier. Being authentic, and that's really what it's about. Because that's really you. Right. And people can feel, when you're authentic, people can feel that. Yeah. So if you're going to make a video or whatever, and that's not you, it's not going to project what you want.
Yeah. Like, I look at them, and I'm like, shoot, I wish I could do that. I think that's amazing. Right. I think it's so cool that they do all that stuff. But it's just not me.
You wouldn't feel right doing it because you're like, this can feel weird.
I don't know. It's amazing how they do all that stuff, but it's just, I did for a while. I was a Redken educator. I worked for Redken, which is a big hair brand. Mm-hmm. And And I went through a bunch of training and I had to try out and I had to do all this stuff. So that way I could go to different salons and teach other hairdressers. Because I love to teach. Before I did hair, I wanted to be a teacher.
Nice.
So you have a passion really for this.
I love to teach. Yes. And I have all this info, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I've got all these like tools in my pocket and I just want to, get it out there. If you need help, I'm a girl.
There you go.
So I do help like the girls in my salon a lot. I got some newbies that I help them a lot too. And I love it. Like it makes me happy. It makes me happy when I can see them like nail something that they've been struggling with and stuff. So I do my own, and I feel like I could get out there and like post and have people follow, but I just the authentic. Yeah. It's just we're just gonna keep it basic and the principle of everything. I think sometimes people forget what the principle of the business or the whatever it is that they're doing is.
Get caught up on the social media and not so much the
business. Yes. Like I'm not gonna. There's so much comparison. Mm-hmm. And I think people get
caught up in that.
Confused, don't know what they're doing.
They don't even know who they are.
Yeah, they're not good enough. Mm-hmm. I can't be like that. And it's like, just be you. Like, exactly.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Just be you.
Yeah.
There's no one like you. There's no one like him. No one like us. No one like these guys in the back here.
Yeah.
They're all their unique person.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm good at what I do. And there's things that I can't do that person over there can do, you know?
Yeah, because she even does multiple people's hair at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I never seen that before. Multitasking, another level.
Multitasking at its finest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like listening, like how I was saying, like how you listen to people. Mm-hmm. A lot of, like, I'll get a new client in my chair and I don't feel like I work that fast, but probably the number one comment I get is, "Oh my gosh, you're so fast." And it's just, I just get a system and I just get going, and you learn how to talk and move at the same time.
Right.
They're my number one priority, mm-hmm. Like that's what I teach my assistants. Like they're paying you. This is a service. This is for them. They do not care about what's going on in your life.
Right.
I mean, they do, but it's about them. Yeah, they do, but they don't, But it's about them. And you listen, you do what they want, Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But I did recently, I do extensions. I specialize in extensions and stuff. So recently I started my own extension brand of hair.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. Again, had no idea what I was doing. I just thought.
You just jumped.
I did. And I know that I love it. I know I'm passionate about it. I know what's good and what's not good.
Right.
So you've been around for 20 years. Yeah. So you've seen all the trends.
Things. And I've used it all. And mm-hmm. and I'm like, okay, I'll take this with this with this. Like, but I thought, let's try this out, I guess. Well, I mean, and it's a year old. It's pretty dang good.
That's good.
And I'm starting slow.
That's right. Let it build itself, grow itself.
Yeah.
Kind of like how you explain how you started, because people misinterpret that people think like when they see like say any business, your business, my business, they thought that's how I started. Like no, we all start small, and then you get more clientele, and your own clientele is growing it for you.
Right.
And then you got this, and then so now you got your own product.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think in today's time, everybody wants to make a lot of money, but doesn't want to have to work that hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's entitlement.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's hard because, I have assistants, so they're babies out of school, or I am their school, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of other hairdressers have assistants also.
Right.
And it's like, they want money, but it's like, they don't want work.
Yeah, you're putting work.
I'm like, guys, you got it. Like, let's go.
Let's go. Make money and not work. It makes no sense.
Yeah. No. And it doesn't work you got to start somewhere, right? Yeah. And they want to go out and then they just sit there and they're like,
make all this money.
I have no clients. I have no this. I have no that. I'm like, what? Do you even know what you're doing though? Mm-hmm. I've sat hours. I'm like, take all that stuff away. Go sit there for a minute, you know?
And the crazy thing is they have the phone. Yeah. All you have to do is go on your phone, reach out. That's how I started my business.
Yeah. You're no longer knocking door to door.
It's the same concept, but now you just send a message from the comfort of your house, your car, wherever you are. Hey, want to do your hair or whatever.
Right.
Like that's how I started. I sent probably thousands of messages to get a few clients.
It is crazy what you can get if you just ask a question. Like, what are they going to say? No? That's the worst I can say, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I ask questions all the time. Like, for instance, we had a competition one time at the salon that I had worked at. And it was the winner gets a full paid for trip to Cabo.
Nice.
Full paid, everything. So I came home and I told my husband, I was like, hey, they're having this competition at work, you know? Whoever sells the most hair product wins this trip. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. And I'm like, no. And I'm the type of person, don't tell me that I can do something. Because I will do it. I'll prove you wrong. Because that's just the fire I need under me, you know? So I went and I hustled and I asked every single person that sat in my chair. The only question I asked was, are you doing okay on your hair care products? That was it. And I won the dang trip. Just by asking. Just one question. How you doing on your hair? You know? And then they'd be, oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need to get some of that.
That's the crazy part. Most people
it's like
if you just got to ask. Wait.
Yeah.
Like, there's many times I've asked and they're like, oh, actually, I was just thinking about having a personal trainer. And I'll come by and try out your class or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's simple. Say, oh, actually, or it's like, oh, it's godsend because, you know, I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure, and then you reached out to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's a sign for me to go."
Yeah, go do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just ask the dang questions, you know.
It's simple, just ask.
Yeah, so that was cool. That was fun. I didn't even pay for a thing.
There you
go. Everybody got a shampoo. No, it's good though. But yeah.
So what have you learned now? Because you said everything you kind of like you don't know nothing about. So what have you learned now, or what would you do different from when you first started in that small cubicle to where you have your salon now, as far as the business goes?
What would I do differently?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would I think I would just work a little bit smarter, as in not trying to, I don't know, have everybody else, like for me not to have to pay anything, right? Like what everybody pays me for
use that
renting
for
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like cover more of myself. Because at first I thought, oh, well, I'll pay rent. They pay rent, they pay rent, they pay rent, you know? So still trying to like work all that stuff out. Mm-hmm. But that's like a learning thing. Because I didn't know, like in salons, you rent a station.
Right.
So you pay a weekly fee for renting your spot in that station or in that salon. Every salon charges differently. There's full-time, there's part-time, there's dailies. I don't know what all that stuff is, you know?
Right.
And, you know, I would try to reach out and try to just kind of like do my homework and see what people are charging and kind of just be in the middle of all that. But as time has gone on, like salons are kind of going less and less, and more people are doing the individual room situation, the sola, the, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to know what prices are. I think right now that's where I'm kind of learning. Like, so I would come up with a price, and now I'm like, I should have did this or should have did that. Like, I may have undercharged a little, or, you know, I should have came in a little bit higher, because now to get where I want to be is a big jump. Mm-hmm. So now we got to go baby steps up. And so little things like that. I wish I had somebody to kind of
guide you a little bit.
Yeah, kind of at least give me like a playing field. Like, you need to be in this range, you know, but I'm just like literally doing the guessing game.
Well, I think it depends where you're at, because right now that you just mentioned that, now you create your own value though, because you're trying to go up here, so you can't have somebody that you're gonna charge a lot less. So whoever you're going to take with you or that's going to ride along or where you're trying to get there, they should have the same mindset. Right. So the person that's going to have the same mindset, it's the one that's going to pay a little bit more.
Yep.
So you create your own value. So I think that's very important. So now if you take it back to where you were at when you first started, when your first hairdresser that you had, maybe it would have been fine to undercharge her a little bit.
Yeah.
So now I think that's where you should be like, okay, what's my value? Where am I trying to go? And then who cares what everybody's charging?
Right.
You know, even if somebody's next door to you or whatever, and they're charging half the price, doesn't matter. You know.
Right.
You're not gonna try to go down to their level because you're in a different level already.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. I think whenever I went from here and then I went to here and then I went to here, at that moment in time, I think I was in survival mode.
Right. And then roller coaster.
I'm just trying to survive.
Like,
yeah, and then roller coaster.
And now I'm at a point where I'm like, well, shoot, this is like a full blown business. And now, what am I doing? You know, now I'm like, I gotta fix some things. And it'll happen, and it'll.
Oh yeah.
And I bounce ideas off of people, but you know, I have learned a lot about myself. I am very OCD. I like things a very certain way. I knew I was OCD, but and I am not a good boss. Like, I don't like confrontation. I do not like to upset people. I don't, and so that is probably the hardest part for me because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to make somebody mad, or I'm gonna have to not
put my foot down.
Yeah, and it's not. They probably wouldn't even care or think twice about it. But I'm over here like, you know,
overthinking it.
Yeah. So here we are. So now like you said, the value part of it. I know my worth, right?
Exactly.
And so
that's what you're gonna charge. Yeah. You know.
So now I just gotta get it going.
You just gotta do it. Then especially because you had that one class you talked about that you kind of did tips and tricks for.
Oh yeah.
Right? So that's another value added thing where that's something you can include every month. I'm gonna have this for you to up your skills.
Yeah.
And teach you my 20 years. So then that's the value they may not get at another salon.
Right.
So they may just pay you a little extra based on just maybe I can learn this, and this in a couple months instead of 3 years, right? So now they're paying for their knowledge to here. Because you have 20 years.
Right.
And anyone just starting would be like, oh, this. They're going to try all the things you did. Try. But if you're like, hey, I tried it this way, and this is how I do it, and I found it's much more successful, more efficient and effective on time, and maybe try this and see how that, and then if they do it and it works, they're like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Then they can make more money because now they can cut 3, 4, 5, 6 hairs. That's just how you cut so many hairs, teaching people how to cut multiple hairs to be able to make more money within just 1 hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, time is money.
Yeah.
So for sure, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I think that being a hairdresser, I mean, people are just like, oh, you just gossip all day and you just whatever. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard on your body. It's hard on your mind. It's hard on all the things. And so I don't think people realize there's different avenues within being a hairstylist or even in the beauty industry, an esthetician, whatever you want to do in that industry. There's different avenues that you can take, and it just opens a lot of doors. If you like makeup, and then you go into the movies and you do special effects for that type, you know, like so many avenues. So teaching and stuff like that. I mean, I do have some little like newbies, and so they were struggling with just like color formulations, the basic stuff that you don't really learn a lot in beauty school. So we had a basic principle of color class the other day that I put on for them, and we sat there for 3 hours and practiced like formulating and learning the color wheel that you learn in kindergarten, your primary colors, your secondary color, you know, and just brought it back to basics. And this week is like for the first time, one of my girls didn't feel sick to their stomach when they had a client come in, and that's like huge,
value,
you know,
value added. Now,
so. And to me, I'm just me, and I'm just like, you know, this is fun.
Oh, yeah.
And to them, it's like, oh, thank God, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't think about that. Yeah, you don't think about that.
You're creating value and giving value back, and then basically teaching them in the actual real world. Because whenever they were in school, they didn't learn that.
Yeah.
You know, so now they're in the real world, and that's like how you said. Now that's something that other salons might not do.
Yeah.
And then you love doing it, so you give your 110%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, but it is. It's hard. It's hard on your body for sure. Standing there all day.
Yeah, 100%.
So 14-hour days, you're like, my back.
Is that why you go to Rudy?
That's why I go to Rudy. That's why I go to Rudy. Honestly, I met Rudy through Marisol, my girlfriend. Her daughter and my daughter dance together. They're both in competitive dancing. And she kept telling, she's like, you need to go to this knee over toes dude. I was like, what? I was like, it's all right, Marisol, because Marisol's like lots of ideas.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's good. She's like, no, really. And Kinsley, my daughter, had an injury in her knee. Well, we thought it was her knee, but it ended up being her calf. And I was like trying to take her everywhere. We had MRIs, all the things. Anyhow, dancing on stage at one of the competitions, she went down on stage and tore her calf muscle. And I was like, just in pure panic mode, because I was like, oh my gosh, like you're desperate. I've never felt that desperate feeling I need to fix her like right now, you know? And I didn't know where to go, and I didn't know what to do. And they're like, oh, just go to therapy, you know, do some therapy on her. So I was like, all right, Marisol, what's his number? I'll call Rudy, you know? So we did, and she was out the rest of the season. And then they had tryouts like within 3 months? Was it even less?
I had 7 weeks to heal this girl.
Wow.
Yeah, to heal. And I'm like,
I said,
we need a miracle over here.
I said, I'm going to try my best. I can't guarantee nothing just because that's like very tight. And I told her, if you can have her dance maybe an extra week or two after, would maybe give me a little bit more time.
Right.
So we did that, and it was crazy. I was astonished. I was like, holy. Because you guys went back to the orthopedics, right? And then he was like, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
It's the crazy part. Because 3 weeks before, they didn't say that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. No,
they said,
it was not.
You're going to get her. We're going to probably eventually have to do surgery, that, and the third. All this.
And then you guys tried the therapy too.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
No.
It was crazy.
Rudy a healer.
Yeah, so then
we all come to him.
I know. And then
like it hurts right here, it hurts over here.
He's all,
I need help.
Well, and then so I have I found out halfway through like my career or whatever that I have lupus, I have RA, and I have POTS, which is a heart condition.
Oh, wow.
So my body hurts all the time. And then I've done I go to all the doctors, I've had all the medicines, all the things. And recently I found out that I have 4 degenerative discs in my neck.
Oh, wow.
And so my back hurts, my neck hurts, all the things. But just to even move in the morning, I would have to get up over an hour before I needed to even get in the shower. And I'd sit with a heating pad on me, and I'd drink my coffee. And I would just try to move, you know.
Warm up the body.
Before I could even get in the shower and get going.
Wow.
So once I found out my neck, or I had the disc or whatever, they're like, you need to go to therapy. They said I had a neck of like a 68-year-old. I was like, thank you. It's great. Because I'm like the youngest one in every doctor's place I ever go.
And is that part of your career, basically doing the hair?
Yeah. The disc is, yes.
Standing and kind of leaning over a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, just like up like this, constant, right? And not taking care of my body.
Right.
I mean,
we all go through that.
I wore heels like 12-hour days every day. And I remember the old ladies would be like, you're going to be sorry one day. Nah, I look cute. But, yeah, I'm sorry.
So you guys were right.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It's crazy how when we're younger and all the older people tell us, wait till, whatever. And then, after 30, 35, we're like, they were right.
Yeah, seriously.
Because in our mind, it's like, that'll never happen to me. No, I feel great.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'm not even going to waste my time or my money. And it's literally the same as the therapist. So I'll call Rudy and I'll start seeing if I could train with him.
There you go.
I don't know what you need to do, but I just need you to make me move and not make my neck hurt, okay? So, yeah, we've been doing it for like
almost 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
So
I'll go like 3 days a week. And I book it for myself, like if it's a client.
Right.
Because if I don't, I will cross it out and I will cancel.
Like,
and I will put a client
I'll go tomorrow. I'll go the next day.
Yeah, and I will, and I'm very well.
I tempt to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I will. I mean, I would get to where like I would take black marker and cross it out,
so you don't see it at all.
and I would straight up white over like and put clients in. That's just I just workaholic.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to work on. But I book it like that. Like this is what I have to do for myself. And now that I can tell, like, if I don't go,
the difference.
I can't freaking move.
Night and day difference.
Yeah. And
so when you see him, what's the difference as far as when you get up in the mornings and to get going? Is it a lot easier?
So for instance, it's been like 2 months probably. I can get up when I need to get in the shower. I do not have to sit there with the heating pad on.
Oh, wow. That's a big difference night and day.
Huge. Yeah. Like I can move. I do have my days where I'm like, oh my gosh. But I feel like I'm finally getting like my energy back. I'm finally getting like I'm not constantly in pain and my body's not fatigued because I'm in pain. Right. And it's like fighting just to like survive through the day, you know? Right. But I have my days. Like the other day I had to cancel. I had a migraine. Like I was like, I can't do this. My head hurts.
Right.
My neck hurts. My back hurts. And I'll have flares. Like I call them flare-ups from my lupus, which means like my whole body will just internally get inflamed.
Wow.
And I could barely move. And it's just, so I have to get through work. And that's my focus. That and then get through my family. So the last thing I'm going to do is try to go work out.
That's what I was going to ask you. Because I find that really impressive because some people have smaller problems and it's an excuse for them not to do this, do that, life, work, family. And for you to do that, it's really impressive. What's your drive for that, and how do you do it? Because we're just talking about this, and we call it mindset. But what does it? How does it push you through all that? Because your body's in pain and all that, and you still got all this stuff that you got to take care of, all these hats that you wear.
Yeah, I love life, and I have a very active family. My husband and my son hunt. My daughter dances.
Nice.
And I want to be a part of that.
Right.
You know, it's so easy for me to just be like, I'm just going to just lay in bed and not do anything.
And not live life.
But I'm a hustler. I don't have time for that.
Right.
So I pretend that I'm not sick or hurting or whatever. And I just move along. A lot of it too is my kids. I mean, my kids, I will do anything for them. And I don't want them to know me as being sick all the time.
Right.
So I'll fake it till I make it. Right. I don't even care.
No excuses.
No.
Let's get up. Let's go.
I will totally fake it. And even if I'm like literally dying, I don't want them to worry about me. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to worry about me. Nothing. So I won't talk about it. But there are days where I'm like, I don't feel good. I need to lay down. Or, you know, I'll have my moment, which I feel like I'm a complainer and I don't want to be a complainer. But there's just times where I just have to be like, I can't. But other than that, I just don't want anybody to know. Like, I want to be a complainer. Nobody wants to listen to a complainer all the time, you know?
Right.
It's like, I get tired of hearing myself. I get sick of being sick, you know? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like that. I just want to have fun. And there's little things in life that frustrate me, you know, that I can't do anymore or is hard for me to do. But I just try to keep up with everybody. I want to be active. I want to be able to do stuff. So, and I'll be the first one to say, I am the most horrible eater. I do have all these problems. I know how to fix it. I do know how to fix it.
It's gotten better.
But I don't want to fix it. You know? Like, I like my Starbucks. Yeah. I'm a horrible eater. That would fix a lot.
Yeah. Well, at least it'll help a lot, fix a lot. Yeah, totally. For sure. Yeah.
So,
a little bit at a time.
Self-sabotage a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But again, it's like, I don't know.
You're not ready. Because I'll tell you something. That's how I always felt. I was 8, whatever. And it came a point where I started eating kind of a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And then now I have about going almost 3 years of eating clean. And it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Game changer, yeah. But you'll do it when you're ready. Because if you would have told me 3.5 years ago, I was gonna be this person I am now, the way I take care of myself. As I got older, I would have laughed and I would say, never in a million years. And here I am. You know, I changed my whole lifestyle. And I think once you start changing, now that you said, doing a little bit better, your own body will ask for it. And it'll want more. Especially you going to Rudy, you're feeling better, you eating a little bit better, you're being a little bit more active. Your own body's going to tell you, this is what you need. And that's what I see in myself as I got older. Because when I was younger, yeah, whatever. Older people tell me, yeah, whatever. And I started getting like, man, I got to take care of myself a little bit better. Because I got sick from working so much and stressing so much and not eating good, not sleeping good, and then stressing from work and everything. And it was like, okay, I think there's time to make a change now. So I slowly started. It took me probably about good 5-6 years to do that actual change. And I'm still changing, still trying to do a little bit better. Not just in that, but in life itself. But as we get older, we get wiser. We got that experience, and you're like, okay, this works for me. I got to change this to be, like you said, not just for myself, but for your family.
Yeah. My husband always told me, you eat like crap, and I do. Okay, well, we all do. I mean, my family, we all do. Except for my daughter, she's a really clean eater. But you'll go through waves. Like you're like, okay, I feel like crap. I am done. I'm eating clean. It'll last a week, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going back to the burgers and things.
And that's just the beginning.
It's like,
and that's just the beginning. Because at the beginning, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But once you're ready, you'll slowly start eating a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit more.
You can tell though. Okay. Like I can tell you exactly. Like if I eat something and the next morning I wake up, my fingers look like sausages. I can't move. My wrist doesn't move. My elbows don't move. I can tell. My body is so mad at me.
I shouldn't have ate that. Yeah. But it tasted so good.
Yeah. Like, it tasted good at the time. And I was like, oh, gosh.
5 minutes of pleasure.
Yeah.
For the hours of misery.
Yeah. So there you go. Your own body's telling you already, hey, this is good. This is not good for you.
Yeah. Because Rhea will be like, how's your eating going? And
she's on this
what eating?
She's on this.
I was like, I fell off. He's like, that's fine. She's going to take you way longer, Yeah. And just like today's society, everybody wants to make a lot of money. They want like quick results, I'm like, oh my God, I just want a 6-pack, but it's not happening. Time. He's like, yeah, because you keep falling on the way. I'm like, it just doesn't happen.
And that's normal. It takes time and you're going to fall off, and that's how I went through it. Yeah. I was trying, fell off, fell off, and then, but like I said, every time it was a little bit longer, eating a little bit better, and then till you finally you ride the roller coaster and you get kind of steady.
Yeah. Well, it's a life-changing.
Oh yeah.
Situation.
You lived your whole life like that. To change it completely,
it's hard. It's gonna take a minute. Time. You can't. And I think if you think you can just turn around and do it overnight, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Oh yeah, and that's when you go downhill even more.
Yeah.
When you try to, like, say if you always ate bad and you eat 100% clean, well, you're setting up yourself for failure.
Yeah, for sure.
So you gotta do little by little, ride the roller coaster. It's okay,
But I think now, too, with coming with age, I do realize like my body is not getting any better. So I mean, I think that's just gonna get easier whenever you're gonna feel like poo.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna get you a little
second
bit more
guess. Like oh, that looks good right now. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna eat that.
You
not
just have
today.
to remember how you felt when you ate that food.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you want to feel that again, or do I want to take this alternative?
Yeah.
And then even if you are gonna eat the bad stuff, cutting the bad stuff in half. So,
yeah.
Okay, I want that
Moderation.
burger.
Yeah.
Okay,
little by little.
Burger. I ate the burger last time. That thing jacked me up. Let me have a half or a quarter, and then I'm satisfied, and then let me eat the rest of this. And then boom, you get your satisfaction, your pleasure.
Yeah.
But the flare up in the morning may not be as severe. It may still be a little bit, but it's not going to be like, like, oh shit.
For real.
Wake up stiff.
Oh God. Yeah. I know. We were talking about. I was telling Rudy I had this like infusion thing. Oh my God. It did not go good. I did this infusion and it's supposed to help with like all my bone stuff. And I got I don't know if I had like an adverse reaction to it. I do not know, but as the day went on, like I got stiff. I couldn't move.
Oh, wow.
Like to where I couldn't even roll over in bed. I was freaking out. And I was laying there and I was like, oh my gosh, do I go to the hospital? Do I just like sleep it off? Like, what do I do here?
Call 911.
And to me, I'm just like, oh, I'll be fine in the morning, you know? And I did. I was. But oh my God, I was so
she was telling
bad.
me, I was like,
and I was mad because I was finally starting to feel like I was making progress in like my working out and stuff. Like I could tell in my neck and everything I was fine.
A little bit looser.
Like, yes. Better. And I felt like I took like 20 steps back. And so that made me so mad.
It's okay. You just learned not to do that again.
Yeah, I'm never going to do that again. That's literally what my husband said. He was like,
scratch that one with the black marker.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. But yeah, you just have to take care of yourself, really. And I think that's one thing I would tell any hairstylist now is you've got to take care of yourself and like exercise or work out or something to keep your body like in shape, because just how like any athlete is, you know, they kind of cross train, right? Yeah. And keep themselves strong and stuff. You have to, because your back's broken, your neck's broken, and nobody told me that stuff. Nobody told me anything about like saving money for retirement, like all those little things, all the business stuff. Yeah. I'm just now finding out and kicking myself in the butt.
Well, we got the guy over here for retirement. Oh, retirement plans over here.
Retirement plans, man. It's like, so yeah, but I don't know. We're just surviving now. We're doing our thing. Mm-hmm.
But that's good. You came a long way, and lots of challenges you've overcame. You could have easily felt sorry for yourself and said, "I'm done."
I could have felt sorry for. I do sometimes. I have my moments. I'm human.
Everyone does.
Yeah, you know, and that's why we're here, because that's why we're here, because a lot of people think sometimes when they see you with your salon and you always have that game face on where you're taking care of your people, but then they don't know what's going on inside you. Well, a lot of people go through that, and they think they see you, oh, she's perfect. Like, no, we're all human. We all go through stuff, and that's why we're doing this. So that way they can hear your story, they can relate to you, and they need to reach out, ask questions, or they need a little help or whatever.
Right.
And that's why we do this.
Yeah.
Give back.
That's the thing is, like you said, behind, like some clients of mine don't even know I even have anything wrong.
Right.
They have no idea, because you can't physically see anything on me.
That's the crazy part.
Right? So a person that's got a Band-Aid on their finger,
like,
or a little cut, they're going to get more sympathy than I would ever, you know, because I can't, I look normal, I look fine, I look whatever. But, I mean, my assistant, she's like my left hand. I mean, literally, she knows when I'm having a bad day. I will tell her, and then she'll like pick up the slack or whatever. And we work like so good together. Just the well-oiled
That's
machine.
a blessing.
Yeah, she's
that's
amazing.
hard to find nowadays too.
So hard to find. So hard to find.
Especially someone that wants to work and help you and can read you like that. Like, okay, boss isn't doing so good. Let me help her out.
Yeah,
today.
I don't have to say anything. It's just like, we just do it, you know? Like, we just work like that.
That's funny you say that, because when my girlfriend went to you, I asked her, how did Kasey? And that's when you had that flare up. And she was, oh, she was nice. She was laughing. I was like, oh, okay. And then
you knew I was dying inside.
Because that's when you were texting me, and I was texting you that morning, and I was like, how are you doing? She said, oh, fucking, that's all good. Yeah. And then she went and saw you, and I was like, how was Kate? Oh, she was great. She was laughing. She was talking, this and that. So I definitely commend you. Your clients definitely can't, like, tell, because you don't project it.
Yeah.
You don't project it onto them.
Well, nobody wants to come in, you know.
And it's impressive to do that. That's not hard. Or that's not easy. That's very difficult. Right. Because most people would be like, call in, oh, hey, I got cancer, I got this, and this.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
well, and that's
put the mask on.
Yeah. I know. I'm just like, okay, let's go. But I mean, I do. I'm human. I have my days. I have my days to where, like, I'll do something and I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, what am I even doing right now? And I joke about it and I laugh, and I still don't like say anything or complain or whatever. I'm just like, do, you know.
That's just another day.
It's like a superpower. Yeah. It's like a superpower, really. You have that. It's because it's in the mind. It's a mindset.
It is. And then I
switch it.
I don't have, that's like my one thing. I'm very compassionate for people and stuff when they have issues, and I'll like freak out about it. I get like anxiety over it and stuff for them. I'm like, are you okay? What do you need? Do you want me to do something? I got it, you know?
I'm the same way. I'm like, how am I going to fix this person right now?
Yeah, it is. And it's like, oh my
How can I
gosh.
feel better? I hope by the end of the hour, they are feeling better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so bad. I make other people's problems my problem, and it's not even my problem. But by doing that, it's like,
Don't forget about yourself.
yeah, it's just, I naturally do that. But when it comes down to sometimes, it's like, I don't feel bad for you if you didn't make it in on time because, I don't know, you don't feel good or had a cough or a sneeze or something like that. Like, I am very like, you have a job. You are here to do a job. You are here to serve your clients. You're here to, you know, provide a service. That's what people are paying you for at the end of the day. And I feel like you showing up, your personality, how you carry yourself, that's your business card.
Right.
So you can post all day long, all the things that you want to post. You can have people follow you and do whatever. But when they show up in your chair and you don't match what you're posting, you're done.
You're done.
It takes one person
and they're not coming back.
Exactly.
They'll talk, this person talk to this
Yeah,
person.
it goes so fast.
And then all of a sudden, the whole town knows. You're
Yeah.
like, what the
Then next
hell?
thing you know, you ain't got no clientele. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to want you in your salon either.
Yeah.
Like if you hear of a girl, hey, that girl is like this. Don't take care of the clients.
Yeah.
You don't want her in your salon. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, she could pay you double. You'd be like, no.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like,
Then that comes with problems.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what's so hard is like you can, that comes again about like comparison on, you know, comparing yourself as a stylist, especially when you're trying to grow and you're trying to build your business. You just want to compare to everybody. I want to be like that, or I want to be like that. Just do you.
Exactly.
Be you, because that is going to set you apart from everybody else in this saturated industry.
Right.
Right? So, I don't know. I'll do me. I'm weird and goofy and silly, but whatever.
Obviously, it's working. Whatever you're doing, it works.
I'm the same way.
Not just me.
Just go with the smile. Hey, guys.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
No matter how the day's going. Yeah.
Yeah, because I usually have her at the end. And I'm trying to just, towards it, even when I have long days, I try and keep the same energy from the morning all the way to the end.
And it is so exhausting.
And I try not to show if I'm tired.
Tired, whatever. Long day, whatever.
I'll still crack the jokes, everything.
And it is like, and you're the same way, I'm sure, because everybody tells you all their issues. But it's like you'll have somebody, like you'll have a young one in there, and they're just, you know, I got to learn all the lingo and stuff. So they're going on like, yeah, we had this function, and da-da-da-da, and they're like all hyped up. Then you have, you know, another person come in, and they just lost a grandma, and they're crying. Then you got another person come in, and they're getting married. And then you got another person come in, and they're like,
all the
their boyfriend broke up, and you're like, oh my gosh. You know, and you got to match everybody, you know, you got to just like,
right away
make them feel like they're not crazy, and you know that you passionately care about what they're saying.
And that's just a whole nother skill.
Yeah, that's a whole nother skill.
Yeah, they don't teach you that at school.
Yeah, yeah, they do not teach you this.
How do you talk to this person and this person? This person have a great day. This one's not so good.
And there's times where I'm just like, I don't know what to say, you know, like I've never experienced this, but over time, over the 20 years, I've learned, like, I've heard people say, like, have the same issue. It's so crazy. Like, everybody kind of has the same things going on, but, like, nobody talks about things, you know? So.
Unless you're a hairdresser.
What happens? What happens in my chair stays in my chair.
You go.
For sure. I'm like,
that's a good one right there.
You know, it's crazy. But you learn, like, who you can't book together.
All the drama.
Like
there you
go. Inside scoops.
411.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, and where I'm at right now, like with my big windows, there's like lots of homeless people, and they do crazy things. So I've been like videoing things. I'm gonna make me my own little YouTube channel.
We're gonna go viral.
Yeah,
we're gonna go viral.
Well, check this out at the dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Window stories.
There you go. That's a name for you right there.
Yeah, window stories. We have a good time. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah, got to make the best out of it. And one thing I do see is like you love your life.
Yeah.
Everything in it. Mm-hmm. You know, the long days of work, the long days after work, going to go see your kids, after your kids, your husband, being at home and wearing all those hats. That's what life is about.
Yeah,
living
for
and everything.
sure.
Yeah,
you're living. Still living despite all the obstacles you deal with and all the immune system issues that you're dealing with. Very, very, very impressive. Kudos to you.
Thanks, man.
It's motivation because I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, oh, Kasey over there, she's struggling. All right, let's keep working.
Oh my God.
So I can still keep going.
I just honestly like don't even think about it. I pretend like my day to day, I feel like I'm normal. My hurting, that's normal to me. So it's just like whatever.
You just kind of like
I just pretend I don't have anything.
yeah, cut it off.
You know?
Just numb it.
The only time that I go into my little I feel bad for myself is when I do go to the doctor and they're like, do you know how bad you are? And they'll look at my blood work, they're you know, and I'm like, oh gosh, I really am actually kind of bad. And then I'll go like do my little drive home feeling bad for myself. Then I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, back at it.
I really don't listen to doctors because sometimes they could overdo it or they want to take they want to give you more prescriptions and all that. But if you could get through it and you feeling better, you actually because your body can heal itself. You know, and like you said, you know how already. you just don't. You're not ready. You don't want to yet. So you must not be hurting that much.
yeah.
You'll eventually do it, but the doctors they could overdo little stuff here and there, and really they don't want to cure you 100%. They might help you some, but keep doing what you're doing, and especially if it's making you feel better. And like you said, like you have that moment because what they tell you, but you're like. I'm gonna just numb that out, and I feel good. I can still get through the day.
Mindset.
That's
placebo,
right. Mindset.
Right? Placebo works very good too. If you think it, a lot of times it comes.
Right. Yeah. And that works for good and bad. Same like I said, the doctor. They tell you negative stuff. You might feel worse that day, because you say on your drive home you feel worse, but after that you're like, oh, I'm over it, bro. Yeah. And then it's the same thing. The placebo effect. It works both ways.
And it's like I mean. Me and my husband, that's what we're trying right now. My kids I have a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old. So we're at that teenage, like, we want to make them like hard workers and
teach them
stuff. I'm bad because like if they don't feel good, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? I'm so bad. Ugh.
What's the mother?
I think that's the mother.
I really need to get over that.
That's the mother instinct.
I'm so bad. My husband's like, they're fine, Yeah. But And me and my husband balance each other because I'm over the top, and then he's like, "Dude, chill." Well, so it's like, we so balance. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
But like they get mad because they're lazy. I got lazy kids. I got lazy teenagers, and and
I think that's normal.
Yeah, I told but it's like it's our job to make you a good human, and nobody wants to work right now, and nobody has that drive and fire, and my husband has drive and fire. I got drive and fire, and it's like. We need you to be like that,
Inflict that in them.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing right now.
They'll come around because kids now they're teenagers. They mimic what they see, not what you try to teach them because they see you got the fire. They see you working. They see their dad working. So they'll eventually. Teenagers, they're lazy. They're like, I'll do it later. I need it done right now, Yeah. They're like, I'll do it later because they got all this free time.
They do.
So they got plenty of time to do it later. We don't. We're like, no, it needs to be done right now. Because if I don't do it right now, I might not get it done till a day or two later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta give them a little bit of time.
Crazy kids.
Crazy kids. They are. They're crazy, but they're fun.
Oh yeah.
It's a good age right now. So that's the other thing too is working like. I want to make sure that I've hit right now this year. I've hit both of them are in high school, and I'm like come to the realization like this is it. Like they're not getting little, they're not going back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I only have so long. And I'm like, oh gosh,
they're gonna start making their own life.
Yes, it's so hard, but I don't want to miss out on anything.
Oh yeah.
So that gives me the motivation to
keep going.
Be at work. And then get home so I can like do fun things, with them or enjoy their time or travel or whatever we got to do. So, that's what element I'm in right now. My little season of life, I guess you can say.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all seasons. Mm-hmm. We go through seasons. Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. But once they're gone, I don't know what'll happen. Maybe I'll just I don't know. My goal is to like grow my extensions so I can one day not be behind the chair and be dying.
Well, there you go. That's what you can be working on.
I know. I got to figure out all this stuff. See, I got to like teach myself this stuff. So
even now you can have a game plan, business plan, and you can have year 1, year 2.
Keep on working.
How are we going to structure this? Okay, this year we're going to try and hit this goal.
Yeah.
Next year we're going to try and hit this goal. All right, we didn't do so. Okay, well, let's make an adjustment and let's try this.
Yeah.
So that's all it is as far as just having a plan.
I don't think I've ever had a plan.
So if you have a plan, it's easier because it's like a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
Like
well, now I do because I'm like,
and then the plan doesn't have to be 100% following that plan. You could adjust the plan as you go, but you have an idea at least, and then you could make changes and do other things. But it will help in a lot.
For sure. Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Next.
That's what's next.
Perfect.
And the meal plan.
Oh yeah, and a meal plan.
And a meal plan. See, they go hand in hand together.
Follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make me all the meal plans you want to make me, but it doesn't mean I'm going to eat it. So, I'll try. I'll try for a week.
You eventually get it.
We start every Monday.
Yeah.
It's a new week.
There you go.
Is there anything else you kind of want to touch on? Kind of your extensions, hair salon, any events coming up or anything?
No, just, I don't know. I work at Blush Salon. I'm inside Sola. You can follow me on Instagram at Stuck Doing Hair. My extension line's Amara Threads.
We'll tag everything as we post everything too.
Yeah. So yeah. If you want to learn anything extra, keep growing. Reach out and I can totally help you out. So
there you go.
20 years experience.
Man. I'm a big girl now.
So if there's like one thing you would give a piece of advice to the general audience, what would that be as far as life, work, just anything in general?
Life's hard. There's always challenges. And it's what you make of it, I think, and your outlook on it. So I would just say, if there's something that you want to do, just do it. You know?
Just do it.
Just do it. People are going to tell you it's hard and all the things. Or don't do it. Or
they're always going to say something.
But use that as fuel and prove them wrong.
I like that.
That's what I do.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys heard her. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Thank you guys for tuning in on the Passion to Paycheck podcast. Thank you, Kasey, for telling your story.
Thank you for having me.
And what's your story?